guys, you can tell we got a significant rain event last night, and we're out here checking traps. So far, nothing. But we get right here, we finally got our first catch this morning. Those significant rain weather events always seems to get these guys moving. Either that or the water getting up in these ditches push them out of where they're at. Anyway, got this little fella caught a couple days ago. We had his mama caught right here. But anyhow, first catch of the day. So if you guys want to catch a possum, make a set like this right here. This is our possum set. And all we got, guys, is this little dirt hole back in here baited, and then almost kind of a trench set, and we've got our trap bedded right back here at the back of it. I'm gonna get him out of here and get this reset, get on up there and get our other sets checked real quick. Oh God, let's take some of these leaves and stuff that's laying right around here and just cover that trap up. There we go. That's reset there. I'm gonna move on up here, guys. You can see all these fields are flooded this morning. This middle ditch is full of water. This water getting up always gets the otters moving too. Chances are, the way we've got those sets up here at this dam, there's we may not even be able to get to them to check them this morning with that water being up. But I'm gonna get up here and get them checked nonetheless, and move on around, get that snare checked, and then we still got to check everything at the house. All right, guys, here's our ditch. This is where we've been crossing this rock dike here, and of course you guys can see we're not going to be crossing it this morning. Well, we'll wait until tomorrow to get our drowning rods checked. We can tell there's nothing over on the other side. Snare is still set right here, guys, and we'll step over here and look at this foothold trap we've got up here on the edge on the other side of that log, and I can tell from here there's nothing in it. So yeah, that's going to be it here, guys. We're going to move on down here and get this snare we got set in that trail, get it checked, see if possibly there might be something in it. All right, guys, it's the next day. You can tell the water's still rolling here. No need to even get down there and try to walk across those concrete blocks. Just too dangerous. The water's up. It's got all of our drowning rods underwater. It's even got this set down here we had for the cat underwater right now. And I've already checked everything else this morning, so no catches this morning. But it is good to see the sunshine again. Let's step over here and check this 1 foothold along this edge. So I can look over there at that tree, and there's nothing bouncing around, nothing tore up, so we don't have anything in that trap there. One more snare down here, guys. If there's anything in it, down here at this other end where we found that crossing, if there's anything in it, I'll show you guys. All right, guys, after running a line today, I've been out just scouting some different places this afternoon. This is a pretty good sized little watershed lake reservoir here, and I've trapped this several years in the past. When I was out here when it was so dry, before we started getting all this rain and stuff, and water getting up, and there was absolutely no sign of beaver in here, no dams along this ditch. And you can tell since we've got the rain, there's been a beaver moved in here or two. And I've seen some chewed sticks all down through here and come around this little corner here, and we've got this dam here holding water. Like I said, a month ago, this wasn't here. So you can tell some younger beaver moved in, claimed this as their home, and they started bringing brush in here and stopping this up. What I've done, I've just anchored a foothold to this tree right here. Made a little bit of a dam break, not much at all, just enough to get that water flowing over that one spot. And then out here in front of it, and probably about 10 inches of water. It's a little deeper than I like to set, but I know this water's gonna go down, and them beaver are gonna be bringing debris and sticks and stuff in their mouth to put in here. So I put that trap a little bit farther out and a little bit deeper water, so that they can come over the top of it with that debris without disturbing it. And as they put their back feet down to place that debris, hopefully it'll be in my trap. But anyway, while we're here, I can tell there's trails going off both ends of this dam. You can tell right here coming out the end of it, and it winds right here. There's a little trail going up that way. It's probably raccoons and stuff, and then there's a pretty well beat down trail right here. So those bobcats, coyotes, raccoons, anything else living in this area are using this dam to cross this ditch. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come right in here, and I'm going to punch a hole in the side of this high bank. I'm going to place my trap right here in front of it. So I've got that trap here ready, and it needs an earth anchor put on it. I'll show you guys this. I've got a bunch of earth anchors ready to go. Just the extension cable. This is a couple of old snares that I repurposed into anchors. All I got to do is come in here. This one's got a pogo on it, but there's 5 of them here all together, 6 of them. All I got to do is come in here and put a pogo anchor on one side of it, attach the other side of my trap, and I'm ready to go with anchors. And then put it on this split ring is a good way to keep it organized. All I got to do is grab that split ring, grab an anchor, and go. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get that set up, get it put on this trap, and get it set here, and I'll show you guys what that set looks like. And I got a feeling there might be one more dam a little bit farther down here. We'll check it out too. Alright guys, so we're coming here just right off this trail. The trail goes up right here and then right over here, and we just made this dirt hole back into that bank. That's going to keep it waterproof and keep it working. Right down here we just kind of dug us a little bit of a trap bed there. Get shadow out of it. Guys, I'm just going to bed this foothold, wrap that chain up underneath it. We're going to work that foothold to where it's in there secured, not going to move around. Now latch it. Right there, guys. If we need to, we can put some more of that mud up along the edge. I don't know what's happened to my scissors. I normally keep scissors just for this purpose. I can take this grass, take my scissors, and cover that trap with it. We'll have to make do without it since I don't have my scissors. We're just going to use that small duff, just like I always do, guys. Right there, that's going to be good. I'm just going to pull all this other stuff kind of away from it, stand it up right there. That's going to bring them right into this one spot that we want them. We can take this little stick right here and put it right at the edge of our jaws. That's going to keep them from going that way. All right, there we go, guys. I'm just going to take some of my beaver meat bait that I made. I'm just going to push it up in that hole. We'll take our trowel, push it all the way to the back, all the way down in there. All right, guys. We'll use a little bit of this predator lure that we've got right here. Put it back in that hole as well. Let's see. Got a little bit of a coyote gland lure here, guys. We're just going to take and we're just going to pour it right up here on top of that hole, just a little bit, and we're going to call that set. We'll take our trowel and push all that to the back again, maybe without setting our trap off. All right, guys, so we've got We've got this foothold here for any predator that comes across the ditch. And then we've got that dam set for a beaver with a foothold in front of that little bit of a break there. I'm going to ease on down this ditch and see if I can possibly locate another dam. If there is, I'll get out and show you guys that dam there. All right, guys, we're just down. That dam's just right down there. That biggest tree there in the bottom of that ditch is that dam. We're not down here just a little ways, but it really narrows down. I think that caught my eye, that grass and stuff built up there. Then look right down here too. We've got a pretty good neck down area right there. We're going to place a 330 in it. And looks like right up there is another one. So we're probably going to put two 330s right here close together. See if we can't catch if the beaver's coming through here, or if some otter come through here. We're going to see if we can't pick those up. All right, guys, so there's that first set. The 330 sitting on the bottom, probably about, I don't know, 4 inches below the surface is the top of that 330 here. I can feel with my feet there is a little bit of a run in the bottom of that ditch, so it gets shallower as we get to this side. Guys, I heard someone say it in one of the other videos today, and I'm a firm believer of it too. We could have just taken one stick and laid across the top of that, and chances are it would have worked. But I think if you can cover it with more brush, make it look more natural, it's like what we did here. We just we stuck the top of that branch down in the mud, had it sticked over. We pulled some grass and stuff up over the edge. Same thing here, narrowed it down. Those animals are going to be in that run anyway. So this stuff's going to make them go down, hit the bottom, go through that trap, and hopefully get caught. But yeah, I'm a firm believer if it's easy and available, easy to do, pull a bunch of that natural stuff over. The bigger the limb, the more debris, the more they're going to want to go down and dive. Now, guys, we just got it anchored back over here to this bigger tree behind it, and then hopefully you guys can see just right up here is another neck down spot. I'm going to jump in the truck, pull up there, and we're going to get a 330 placed in it. All right, guys, so right down here is that narrow spot. We're going to place that trap. That last one was just right there in that biggest bush. We don't have a tree or anything to anchor to, so we're going to take us a stake down there with us. We'll grab this one of these 330s here. And we'll go ahead and grab an extra stake too, just in case we can't find a stick or anything close to anchor this trap. Alright, well, right here's what I was seeing, guys. Right there you can tell all that water narrows down to that one point right there. Our other trap's just right up there, so we're just going to set this trap right here in this one opening here. I'll show you guys how we're gonna use these two rods just like we would a pair of sticks, and we're gonna secure this trap in here. Let's get it set. Got a pretty good current here, so we're going to go ahead and bring this on back to that second setting, that second notch. Take our safeties off. Put our anchor chain over to this side direction, guys. Right in there and place that trap right down on the ground. We're going to come right through our anchor cable, and we're going to go right down through the corner of that trap just like we would if this was a stick. We catch the corner right here, put it through the corner of that 330. Do the same thing on this side, guys. Go down and catch that spring, catch that trap corner all the way down. All the way down on that washer. That washer is going to hold that trap. Should have grabbed a hammer. I can get it to go down a little bit more. All right, guys, so we got that washer sitting on top of the jaws of that, just pushing that trap down. This one, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to get it in any farther, but that trap's secure in there. That's all we need. Take some of this grass, guys. We're just gonna pull it over, lay it on that trap. Same thing on this side, just come right over the top of those springs. See if we can't hook it. Well, there we go, guys. There's that set in that channel. They got no option but to go through that one spot. We've got a little bit of debris and grass blocking it down there. They're going to want to go down and under it. If we want, we can pull some of this stuff up to stand up on that piece of rebar if you want, just to camouflage it. I don't think it matters much, but it's definitely not going to hurt. So do whatever you feel confident with, whatever going to give you the confidence to make the catch. But there we go, guys. So we've got this ditch set pretty good, run down through here. The reason I was thinking there's another dam down here is when I was scouting, there's remnants of an old one down here. It doesn't look like they're holding much water in here, so it may not be of use or may have washed out, but I'm gonna go ahead and drive down through here and check it and see. And if it is there, we'll see if it's being used as a crossover or anything, and if so, we'll get it set. I'll check back in with you guys here in just a little bit. All right, guys, here's that old dam. Been here for a little while. You can see there's definite trail where the predators and stuff are using it to go across. Don't look like the beavers made it down here this far to do any work on it. Matter of fact, just looking along the edge, I'm not seeing any kind of fresh mud or sign that those beavers have been coming up here and building this up. Now, if we don't catch them, they will be. Once they get that built up the way they want, they'll move down here to this one, build it back up, and then start raising a colony in here again. So we're not going to place any sets on it. I'm not seeing looking along the edge, I'm not seeing a defined crossover where those animals are coming up and around it or up through the middle of it. So I'm not going to set this right now. I'm looking, I'm not seeing any fresh predator tracks since we set this. Looks like there's probably a coon trail going up right here. I'm not necessarily after raccoons. Looking over here on this side, I'm not seeing any bobcat or coyote tracks or anything in this mud. So we're not going to set this right now. But we'll keep in mind it's here. Unless the farmer comes in and tears this out, it's going to be here year after year after year. It's something we always come back to, look, seeing if it's being used or utilized, and set traps on it if it is. Anyway, guys, this all washes into a big main watershed ditch right up here at this tree line. I'm going to drive it out the rest of the way and then go check a few other places out while we're in the area and looking, and maybe get some more sets. All right, guys, right on down here to this ditch we just got set up for those beaver and otter. We follow it on down, it drains into this big drainage ditch right here. And I know those bobcats and predators work this out of this ditch hunting for food and stuff. Well, right as I rounded this corner, there's this fallen tree that's been here for a while. And I normally don't do this a lot, just because of the time that it takes. But I made me a cubby right here. I basically took a bunch of those broken limbs, piled up on the side of that log, and I just created a little tunnel right down here under it. It goes all the way through. I put my bait and lure. I put bait and one lure up in the middle of this cubby. And then right here on this side of it, you can see the pan there. Got a trap guarding it going into this side. Right here on this little stick, guys, I put a different kind of bobcat lure on it. And right over here on this back side, got a trap right here guarding it. You can see the pan on that trap. And I just rubbed a little bit, tiniest bit of lure right here on the side of this log, and I threw the rest of it up underneath here along with my bait. We scratched this ground up pretty good on both sides going into it. And then right over here too, guys, I took some of that Bobcat, a different kind of Bobcat lure, and I rubbed it right here on the end of this log on both sides. And then if you guys will notice, we've got a snare guarding it right here on this back side. So right up there we got some flags flying in the wind. You know, that sun's in you can't see. We got these flags flying right up here. So hopefully if a bobcat comes down through here hunting, we'll get his attention, get his curiosity up underneath in this little tunnel that we created, and see if we might can pick one up right here. Like I said, I don't do a whole lot of these just because it takes a lot of time. It's a lot easier just to punch a dirt hole. But I figured while we were going to be over here for a little bit anyway, I know the bobcats are in this area, and we'll see if we can pick one up. So this should do it if one comes through. But guys, that bobcat's going to see those flags, smell these different odors, and he's going to investigate it for a minute. If we can keep his attention long enough, we've got enough traps guarding both sides of that and this snare, hopefully as he's investigating, one of them will pick him up. Plus, if we get a possum or something else comes through here, clogs up one of the traps, we've still got 2 sets working right here, if that's the case. So just a different kind of set, just kind of playing this afternoon, getting a few more sets, get the line going again. But there you guys go. There's your kind of a walk-through cubby bobcat set. All right, guys, made it over here to this next spot. I want to check out. I showed you guys this otter trail. Otter's coming up here. You can see where they've come up here and laid the grass down on this edge. This is just idea, guys. Perfect otter crossing used year after year after year. You can tell right here, just little tunnels and trails. It goes up under there, back this way. I'm just gonna walk out and show you guys. This trail goes right underneath this grass right here. Hopefully you guys can pick out how defined that is underneath this grass here. And that run just goes right up, straight up through. Now right here would be idea if you can use 330s or 220s. I mean, that tunnel underneath that grass right there is just idea for a tunnel bear. Here in Arkansas, we can't. We've got to have them in water. But guys, that just continues. That trail is like a beaver run, dry run for the otter. You can just tell it just continues right up through this little cut in this levee right here. And I showed you guys from where the truck's parked, looking back this way. But that really defines it coming back out. Just an awesome cut through here that they're going to travel every time they come through here. And that just goes right up to the truck, guys. Now, I carried a couple of footholds with me. I placed one. Didn't even show you. But when I turned the camera on, right there in front of me, down in that water where they're coming out at, I placed one foothold trap. Carried another one with me in here, guys. And I'm going to set it right here. These things have got to be fully submerged. Not a problem here. This little channel holds water unless we've got an extreme drought. I'm just going to anchor to this tree that's right here, guys. I'm going to take my extension cable that I've got, wrap around the bottom of this tree, put this split ring on it. All right, we're going to come in this other side and put our cable through that split ring. We're going to make sure we got it twisted all the way around this time. We don't lose another trap just like that, guys. That cable's going right through that split ring. Just going to pull it tight right there. I'm going to throw all this access up there on the bank. And we're going to take this TS85 and we're going to bed it right there, fully submerged, right in that trail. And they're gonna be walking it, using it, coming down through here. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and walk it on out here to the truck and show you what kind of otter tulip we got up here on this high bank. Coming up right here. I don't have any small footholds with me. I'll probably bring some back tomorrow. We're placing this trail coming out. Step right over here, guys. Look at this tulip here. Just got otter scat everywhere. The trail just comes right underneath the truck and goes right down through here, and you can tell right where they're going into the water. All right, guys, I do have some, got these number 11s in here. I think I'm going to use one of them, anchor it. We'll set it in that trail, pick up an otter with one of these number 11s. That's what I've got in here. I ain't got anything bigger except for them 8.5 inch, 7.5 inch big beaver traps. We can't set them on land, but I can set these number 11s on land. So I think I'm gonna pull a couple of them off of these mink rods that we got and anchor them on both sides of this levee right in the middle of that trail, and we'll see if they'll hold an otter or not. I don't have much doubt that they will. All right, guys, so right here's where we got that one TS85 for an otter. We got one right over there where this trail goes out into that water. I ended up finding a 1.5 in the truck, so I just put an earth anchor on it. We just come right here. There's a little bit of a step down right here. We just come in here and we bedded that 1.5 in it. And I'm just gonna lightly cover it here in just a second. Get this on my head. All right, new guys, we got it bedded in there firmly. Just gonna pull a little bit of these leaves and grass and debris right there. We're just gonna blend it in. So anything coming down this trail is gonna step down off that step down, or they're gonna step right before that step up to get a step up on it. So let's move right on up here, guys, and we'll put that number 11 in the trail on this side. I'm not gonna hang a snare right now, guys. We've got all this stuff here. I don't want to put it right in the middle of this grass because if I make a catch, we're gonna have a catch circle. So I'm gonna step down, find a spot right. We'll do it right here. A little bit of a notch right there. We're just gonna make us a spot right here for our number 11 to sit. We're just going to take and drive this pogo anchor into the ground right underneath it. All right, give it a tug, straighten that washer up. Just gonna hammer that swivel and stuff. And guys, I went ahead and put another swivel on it. So we've got the swivel here, and then right before our earth anchor, I've got another swivel on this trap. Just gonna get it set here. There we go. Guys, we're going to place this in here to where they step across the jaws instead of on the jaws. I'm going to notch that down just a little bit more there. Roll all that up under the trap again. Go, guys, we're going to pull this mud and dirt back around that we kicked out of there to secure that in there. Just like that. Let's pull a little bit of this grass and stuff that's here. Spread it out real thinly on top of that trap. There we go, guys. The trap's bedded and ready to go. Right in that trail. So we've got, that makes 4 sets in this trail on this crossovers those otters are using, going from this lake over to that ditch. So now we just got to wait for them to make their rounds. There's no doubt they're using it quite often. It's really wore down, and we've got a ton otter scat up here on the bank. And we had a coon visit right here as well, but there's otter scat all the way out here, guys. So they're just really using this area. We'll pick some up here. We just got to have patience for them to come through. All right, guys, made it back over here. This is where we picked up the otter the first season, and then picked up a couple of beaver on down this ditch. Had this set a month or so ago. We had this set and come over here and pulled these traps out to concentrate going the other direction from the house. But now that we're heading back over here, we're gonna get over here and get this set back up, guys. You can tell this crossover right here is still getting used on a regular basis. It's going to be the otters. Not really seeing any beaver sign until the raccoons have been across here. But guys, we're just going to come in here and set this trap, this 330 back here at the bottom of this crossover. And I found when I'm out scouting, guys, these H stands are really handy. I like using them. But that being said, I'm horrible about keeping up with them. So when I was out scouting the other day, just so happened to look down there in a spot that I set in the past, and there, seen the top of that H stand sticking up where I'd left it laying there. So that's the reason I don't use a whole lot of them, because I'm moving so much. I forget which ones have H stands and which ones don't. I end up leaving them laying, or they get pulled off. And I forget that set had one and ended up leaving them. But I've got some taller ones that I do use when I'm trapping in deep water. But we're gonna come right over here, guys, and anchor this 330 to this tree. There we go. But since we found it, we're gonna use it right here. Alright, guys, make sure that our safeties are off. We're going to take them, we're going to set that trap right down on that H10, and we're just going to push it down as far as we can. We'll push those springs down just to anchor it. Find a little bit of debris, guys, just to kind of camouflage this side in. We're just gonna bend this stuff over. You guys, just kind of create some debris right here that they had to go through. There we go. That's gonna make them go down and through that trap. But that's set there, guys, and ready to catch the next animal that comes through here and goes through it. I'm gonna go ahead and keep driving. And he's on down here to this pipe. We'll get out and look at it, see if there's any fresh tracks going across it again. And plan to bring some more traps with us and get that set next time we're over here. All right, guys, just for fun, we're down here at this pipe. We know those animals are coming across this pipe, using it to cross this ditch. So I'm gonna hang a couple of snares on it and see if we can't catch them. What I've done, I've just taken one of my extension cables and I've just run it through itself, through this D-ring, tighten it down. It's gonna be my anchor on this pipe. And I want it long enough that once we get that caught, that animal's gonna fall off the pipe into the water. And guys, we want that snare to be hanging just about like that. So we've got our wire here, and we're just gonna wrap that wire completely around that pipe, leaving us a tail on this end sticking up so we can use it to support that anchor. Then we can get our loop, see where we need it. We can get our loop hanging here again where we want it to be hanging. Make sure that we got enough support wire on hanging up so we can do what we need to do. And we're just going to tighten it down right there, guys. We'll take our fencing pliers and we'll cut it off here. Now we can take those fencing pliers, we can grab that little bit of a knot that we got right there with the end of those fencing pliers. Right here, that little hook. Get both wires through that hook, guys, and we're just gonna turn. And that's gonna tighten the whole thing down on that pipe. There we go. So now that wire's secured to that pipe, we've got our support up here where we need it. We're going to come in here and make my S hook, or a little S turn in it. That's what I'm going to run that snare through. We're going to get our loop about the size that we want it, guys. We're going to take and we're going to wrap that tail end around that support wire. We're going to come through our S. Now we can pull what we need in or out, adjust it how we need it to be sitting. Just about like that, guys. Now we know the raccoons are using it, but we also know the bobcats and coyotes are using it. We're going to leave that one set for a smaller loop for a bobcat. And we're going to step over here and we're going to put another one in, guys, and we're going to make it a little bit bigger loop in case we get a coyote to come through on this other end. Oh, there's that snare, guys. We're going to do the same thing right here. Just going to take our extension cable. We've got this D-ring on already. Find both ends of it. I'm just going to go around that pipe with it, guys. I'm going to run it through this split ring and pull the whole thing tight. All right, well, there's our anchor point. Now we can come in here. I got this quick clip, guys. I didn't see another split ring in the truck, but we're going to use this. We're just going to tighten it down, make sure that we get it worked really well, get it tight. If you leave them loose, they will work loose and open up on you. So we got that tight now. Right there's our snare. We got it ready to go. All we need to do is do our support wire again. All right, take our snare, guys. We're going to wrap that tail end of that snare around that support wire, come through our little S to secure it there. And we can just get whatever length or height that we want from there. All right, guys, that cable's wanting to, that weight of that pulling downwards, wanting to pull it through that S hook. So all I'm going to do is come up here, right there where it goes through, and I'm going to wrap it around that snare. That'll keep that weight from pulling it down. All right, a little bit bigger loop on this one. We're going to pick it up just a little bit higher off the ground. There we go, guys. That snare's set. Hopefully catch whatever comes through there. So got two of them guarding it. just for fun. I've never done this before myself, but we'll see what happens. See who might can make it work. But anyway, guys, we'll see how it works. May work, may not. A little smaller loop on this one, a little bit closer for a cat, and then that second one down there is a little bit bigger loop and a little bit higher up for a coyote. And you guys let me know what you think. I think it'll make a catch if one comes across here. Never done it before, so it's new to me. I'm learning, and we'll see what happens. All right, guys, we're on down the new set pipe up there. We just set with those snares. Right here is where we saw that muskrat washing itself that day, and I wanted to see if there was a heavy crossover those otters were using on this little culvert here, and I'm not seeing. I'm seeing some otter scat up here on top. Right here's a little pile, old pile. You can see the crawfish, fish scales in it, but I'm not really seeing a heavy used crossover. Right here's one that they have used. Right here, it doesn't look like this is a washout. I'm not seeing they're using this ditch just a whole lot, so I'm not going to put a set in here right now. I'm looking down there. There's that beaver dam where we caught that first beaver this season. I kicked it out with my foot and to let the water drain. I can tell from here that that dam's not been repaired. So I know we've got the beaver out of here right now. No reason to set for beaver. But anyway, guys, I think that's all I'm going to set for today. We'll get over here tomorrow, check everything. I'll bring those footholds with me. We'll get some predator sets. This crossroads right here, we got these two roads coming together, coming from those woods that crosses this culvert here into this field. And we got the big lake and stuff up here and another road down this side of the ditch. So around here would be a good spot to put some predator sets, coyotes, dirt hose, flat set, whatever. Yeah, so we'll get some more sets put out here tomorrow, guys. But again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully we got some catches in all these sets we put out today.